Hey, what's going on, you guys? Socom Gaming here, back at it again with another video. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're still talking about the same topic, the Division. Now, as you all know, 1.8 is out, and it has definitely stepped up its game. It's probably the best state of the game that it's been in ever since the release and the launch. I definitely have been enjoying myself, and a lot of other players who have quit the game have started to return. The player basis has definitely increased tenfold, and you're seeing a lot more activities going on, a lot more active players, and more people starting to, just jump head into it, dive straight for it, and get the stuff done. So you got the global events out, like always, and sitting there farming for new sets. You got your new classified tacticians, Alpha Bridge, and Firecrest, Hunter's Faith. They all came out. Very good sets, great for PvE and PvP. You can use them all for both, depending on how you build them, but very strong builds. Another great way to add some great new sets to this game. Now, there's been a lot of misconceptions in the game where people are complaining about Predator's Mark and Classified Nomad and Predator's Mark specifically. This is what I have to say for everyone out there, whether you're an elite or a new player encountering this. I'm going to explain to you how to deal with these sets and what needs to be done to help better these sets and make them more effective and easier to handle when you're running in the Dark Zone. Let's start with Predator's Mark. Classified Predator's Mark, as we all know, is a very strong DPS built tank set, to where your damage over time is your main attribute in the damage set itself. There is multiple ways to deal with Predator's Mark. You can counter it with other sets, such as Strikers. Striker is a very strong set. With your stacks that you accumulate, you'll out-regenerate the damage that is being put on you from the Predator. My apologies, sorry. Or you can just use what you basically have in your build in your inventory. For one, here's your first line of defense. You have a med kit. Your med kit will cleanse and stop that bleed so you don't take all of the critical hit damage. Here's your second. You have a medical box with an immunizer. The immunizer, very big power move to always have when you're dealing especially with Predator's Mark, because your immunizer will cleanse you and protect you from the bleed. That being said, you also have to be careful, because if you're standing inside of your station after you clear a status of bleed, they can apply another Predator's bleed to you while you're inside of your station. So what you need to do is make sure you move out of your station, very simple, and move back in it. You will re-cleanse the bleed. And then pop your station at the right moment to give yourself the extra health burst and edge you need to deal with the person running Predator's Mark. The set itself, everyone's like, oh, it's garbage and it's ridiculous, it's cheese. It needs to be nerfed. Now here's my problem. You players out there who are being killed by Predator's Mark is because you're not properly trying to counter Predator's Mark. It is not an overpowered set. It does not need to be nerfed. There is nothing wrong with Predators. It doesn't even need a rework. And there needs to be a difference. People need to understand the difference between rework and nerf. When you nerf something, I'm going to give an example. A nerf is when you take something and make it absolutely garbage. I'm sorry to say that, but this is what our Ubisoft development team decides to do. 1.1, when we had the release of the Vector, everyone was it wasn't about gear sets, it wasn't about who has this for builds, it was about making strong stats in DPS, toughness, and your stamina, and your skill power. Strong attributes in all of these sets, run in the Dark Zone with what you had, and you could use it. Everything was usable, whether you were killing people with SMGs, or assault rifles, shotguns, SMGs, even a sniper rifle. You didn't even have to run a build with it. The Vector, everyone started complaining because the Vector they thought was too much of an OP SMG when the game came out. The development team has nerfed it. It has since been the least used gun in the Division. I have gone into countless servers, I've had countless hours in this game, and I have yet to encounter a player using a Vector. Unless they're brand new coming into the game, and they just happen to have put all their gear together or farm for a little while and they jump in the Dark Zone. You'll never see people, a top tier player, fighting with a Vector 45 or a first wave Vector anymore. The gun is completely rendered useless against other SMGs like the AUG, or even the MP7, which has also been nerfed in its base damage, or the House, which is the big power player right now, which everyone seems to be using in the Dark Zone. I use one. It's great for all different kinds of missions, whether it be PvP or PvE. Very strong SMG, but it rendered the Vector absolutely useless. So back to what I was saying. Now, when you're fighting a Predator, you need to understand how to utilize your tools correctly, because you can take them out very easily. They're probably one of the easiest sets to deal with if you do it the right way. To take the time and actually be tactical and put some effort in there, instead of just running around and shooting people, take a minute to stop, think, alright, he's got Predator's Mark, he shot me this many times, I need to pop my medkit at the right moment to cleanse my bleed. Another thing people keep doing is they let the bleed get on them, and as soon as they see the bleed, they freak out. A lot of players out there who have elite versions of Predator Smart Classified are not running 9k stamina. Holy crap, Socom, I've never heard of that. What do you mean everyone runs 9k stamina? Wrong. I don't even use 9k stamina on my Predator Smart build. You could still hit people with strong bleeds, and they will still mess them up. But this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because when you see a bleed pop up, the instant thing to do, you think in your mind, pop a medkit. Wrong. Unless you're at low health and you're in your second to last segment, you pop a medkit if you're surrounded by players, or if there's no way that you could possibly survive. You let that health drain a little bit, face tank him, and then pop your medkit. Do not just pop it because you see a bleed pop up, because what he's going to do is continue to fire at you on a pre-fire. While you pop that medkit, you're in another bleed. If you don't have a healing station or a link to pop, you're dead. There's no way you can survive that. So you have to be smart. Time your medkit pop. Let him think he has the advantage. Let him play into your hands, and then turn the fight around, and that's how you kill him. Now here's the next thing we're going to go over. Classified Nomad. The set which a lot of people have been talking about, saying it needs to be nerfed. I hear nerf, and I'm thinking, listen, I'm sorry to say it, but Ubisoft development team, they cannot handle the common sense when it comes to creating and balancing gear sets. I'm sorry to say it for those of you out there who support Ubisoft. Yes, I play the game and I enjoy it, but the development team has major flaws when it comes to rebalancing and nerfing gear set pieces or weapons. So when I hear the word nerf, I'm thinking, here we go again. Let's have another update. I've been here since day one. I've seen every single update in all the player base from the beginning of when the game was released all the way up until now, how it's dropped dramatically from each update as my friends have started to slowly drop off and don't want to play the game, have quit the game completely, and who still won't return. It's not the right thing to do it. Nomad just needs a rework, not a nerf, a rework. Nomad, the way it is right now, it's fine. The only reason that it needs a rework, not a nerf, is because of the amount of procs you get. You get a 50% chance to have no cooldown on your Nomad proc, which will give you your full health back when you hit fatal damage. That's fine. Alright, you have extra health bars, a lot of people like that. It's more survivability, especially in a tank meta, where having high survivability, good amount of DPS, and not heavily relying on skill power and strafing to survive and out-heal the enemy, it's a good way to stay alive and maintain all three attributes, to compensate for it. All they need to do is to make it to where it's a preset amount of procs. Normal unclassified Nomad. Just normal Nomad, 1 health proc. That's it. You go back on your 4-minute wait time and a cooldown for it to come back again. This one, what they should do, it needs to have at least a limit of 3. It should not be able to exceed 3 procs. Just 3. 3 procs, and that's it. There should be no more than 3. And a lot of people are wondering, well, yeah, the set doesn't need to be nerfed, it doesn't need to be changed, but here's why I say it needs to have a rework. The reason it needs to have a rework is because of the fact you got people who also run Nomad, and I've seen it. I've ran Nomad myself, and I love Nomad. It's a great set. It's also a great way to deal with multiple people in the Dark Zone. Everyone has this new thing where apparently if you see a rogue, the whole Dark Zone has basically been overrun by anti-rogue players, and they all group up. That's 10 plus agents shooting one guy. It gives you extra chances and more capability to take out and micromanage the damage they're all applying to you, especially if they're using the new sets, which are stronger, like Striker with a shotgun and a shock turret, or Predator's Mark, or somebody using a one-shot sniper build, which is draining almost all of your health. It gives you more of a chance to be able to deal with those players and actually set yourself up for some more strategic planning, whether you need to push up with some more damage or fall back and retreat. All they need to do is set it to where it's a limited amount of 3 procs. That's it. 3 procs and go back into the cooldown. Or they need to set it up to where it's 3 procs and you have a 50% chance within those 3 procs to proc the whole 3 amount. Because you have players who are running Nomad classified and they'll proc 1 time and they'll fight somebody who procs 4 times, or somebody who procs 4 times is fighting somebody who procs 7 times. I've seen somebody proc a total of 17 times in the Dark Zone fighting him. It took me almost an hour and a half to kill this player because he decided to run from DZ09 to DZ01 and then up to DZ05 before I could take him out running, because of the fact that his Nomad continuously procced. That is insane. That should not even be something that is allowed. That is ridiculous. Somebody with that many procs, that's the accumulated health. If you actually look at it and put it in calculate it yourself, that is the exact amount of health that hunters have inside of the resistance on wave 15. That is insane. That is not something that should be happening. 3 procs with a 50% chance to proc within those 3 times is what needs to be reworked. Everything else about the set is absolutely golden. It does not need to be nerfed. It does not need to be messed with. They don't need to remove it from the game. It does not make you a bad player if you use a Predator's Mark, and it does not make you a bad player if you use Nomad. I've run into so many different toxic people in this game, and they're all complaining, oh, Socom, you use Predator's Mark, and you're wiping out the server, but you're using a Predator. You have 5 medkits. The server is also behind you, backing you, because I primarily am either solo or with a small group of people that I try to help out, because I'm out there. I'm not going to lie, I love going rogue. Going rogue is, to me, a calling. I love going rogue. And the rogue agents, this is going to bring me to another one of my points, deserve more. Because this is why I'm going to talk to you about why. When you go rogue in this new update that they've had, that I'm having a little bit of trouble dealing with, a lot of people who do go rogue also agree with me, the whole fact of the terminal. Before you used to go manhunt, you could actually get away and have a timer, let the timer run out, and you'd survive your timer. And then you'd go rogue again. Now when you go rogue and you reach the rank of manhunt, there is no more timer. So you have to reach a manhunt terminal, which could be in any number of areas, while running there to clear your status and get caches. Now, but here's the problem. Everybody in the server has, like I said, the majority of the people who are on this game are anti-rogue agents. They do not want anything to do with rogues, and I'm not saying that's the wrong thing to do, because, hey, not everybody is about the first wave way, and we all know this. All those rogue agents out there, we all know it. We all deal with it on a daily basis. The multi-group, the server, I'm just going to call it server grouping at a terminal. That is ridiculous. The fact that you get one terminal, it's the only one you can go to with your team to clear your manhunt, and the other agents can simply fast travel there and wait for you. Because eventually, you're going to want to clear that status, you got other things you want to do, and then the whole server's sitting right there. And they're all waiting with their turrets and have their links back. They all got their Nomad and their Predator. They all got everything set up for you, and the whole server's down there. Now, I don't care how good of a player you are. I don't care if you're new at the game or if you're an elitist like myself. It doesn't matter. If you take focus fire from 10 plus agents, even with micromanaging of your health, you are going to die. Eventually, you will be put down. That does not make you bad. So when people sit there and clap on my body and I'm seeing 15 plus agents over there, I don't care. Why should you care? Why am I going to take the minute there to sit there and get angry and upset and freak out like some of these people do? Because they can't comprehend when I wipe them out and they're in large groups. The fact that, yes, you're using a large group, and yes, either I'm going to kill you or you're going to kill me. But there's nothing anyone can do. There's not the stats in the game cannot help you when you take that much DPS accumulated in one person. It will not save you. You are going to get killed. So this is what they need to do to rework that. It does not need to go back to the way it used to be, because I know a lot of people didn't like how before you got people who had extraction, they chuck a grenade, or you could just get shot out of nowhere. I know a lot of people got upset with that because they couldn't survive, and they felt that it was very hard for them to play the game. A lot of the PvE community, I'll say, was complaining about this because they thought it wasn't very fair, that they could just farm, and then all of a sudden they're getting killed by rogues. I get it. I understand, and I understand where you're coming from. So this is what they need to do. Either A, you need to have a stronger reward system. I'm sorry to tell you this, but these caches, even on a rank 5, I've gone on rank 5s almost all day, and all you get is simple caches, even with Banshees on, classified Banshees, which increases your chances of getting better rewards, and they don't really give you much of anything. They give you squat. Compared to the classified sets, all the drops that you get from those caches aren't even worth it. You get a couple credits, maybe a cipher key fragment here and there, maybe it'll give you another supply cache, which you can open and get some division tech. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Which is, again, where I come into my next point. You need to have multiple terminals. The terminals, there should be at least 3 terminals active when you see a manhunt team go active, and also the agents inside the dark zone should not be able to see your manhunt terminal unless they are within a 50-foot proximity of it. They should be able to physically see your terminal for it to pop up and alert them that there are rogues there. Not up in DZ9, checking up at DZ3, saying, okay, there's an active manhunt down here. That's not what should happen. They should be in the vicinity of where that rogue group is in order for it to show up on their radar. They should not be able to track you across the dark zone, because that is creating a huge problem when you're seeing 10 plus agents shooting one person as a solo or a 4-man team. That is just absolutely insane. So you either need to increase the rewards you're getting from your rogues and your statuses, or make it to where you have more terminals active. And they need to take it off their radar so not multiple agents can just sit there and simply Okay, he's here. I'm going to fast travel this checkpoint with the whole server. All right, we're all ready to go. I got my blue, I got my green, he's got his tack link, and let's just light him up. That's not what should be happening. I'm sorry to tell you guys it's wrong, and it's not really the way the game was designed to be played. But back into it. Here's some more common glitches just off the top of my head that I know have been really getting irritating to myself and a lot of other people. The 99 loading screen, if we're talking about fixing glitches and issues before any set pieces. The 99 loading screen. You guys promised us you would have fixed that in 1.6. It's been going on now for about 3 to 4 updates. I'm sure it's still going to be here probably at the end of the global event. Still, waiting in the 99 screen. I'm really getting tired of the fact that when I go upstairs, I can eat a dinner, I could go out and go shop at the goddamn Walmart, come back, still be in a 99 screen. You could feel like you could run a marathon around the universe and fucking come back and you're still in a 99 loading screen. That's ridiculous. It makes it unappealing. I'd rather just go and watch Netflix or play a different game. That's not right. You have to fix that. That needs to be changed. Another one, the sound cues. This has been going on since 1.1. They still have not fixed the fact that where you're firing and all of a sudden your sound just either goes blank or you start hearing like little cut up pieces of sound in game, like from when you're firing, or it's delayed, then you hear it all at once. Sounds like you're on rapid fire or something, and then it just goes out again. The sound cues need to be fixed with inside the division. I've been asking for this. Everyone wants this done since 1.1. Please fix the sound cues. Please. On to the next thing. The issue, back referring to sound glitches. When you're on a manhunt status and you're trying to clear your terminal, sometimes you get over the terminal, you clear your terminal, it makes this little cue sound while you're clearing it, holding your square button, and then all of a sudden when you're done with it, it's still making the sound as if you're holding the square button, and it will not go away until you either go manhunt again and go up to the terminal. You, if you're having this glitch, specifically need to go to the terminal and clear it again for it to disappear or to log out of the division. That's kind of annoying, and it does get becomes a little bit of a problem when you're trying to play the game and that's the only thing you can hear and you don't know what's going on except you're seeing tick, 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 everywhere you go. And it will not go away until you log out, restart your application, restart the division, or until you go rogue again and have to try to clear another timer. It gets very annoying and it can become a little bit hard to hear where things are coming from and what's going on around you. But enough said about glitches and reworks. Let's talk about some of these new sets. I'm very, very happy that I've got my hands on the new Classified Tactician and the new Hunter's Faith. I love Hunter's Faith. It's a great way to counter Deadeye. It's a great team support build. Having a sniper, being able to actually play as a sniper in the division, it's unprecedented since these updates have been coming out, and it's been mainly focused on close quarters engagements, hip fire, and strafing. I prefer not to break my remotes on just running back and forth. These last couple updates has even made me go through a couple remotes, and a lot of you guys out there thinking of the same thing I'm thinking of. Skill haste meta before this one. Hybrids and skill haste, strafe left and right, dodge bullets, pop a heal, do the same thing over and over again until somebody runs out of medkits. Yeah, thank God, we don't have to do that anymore. It's actually the way it needs to be, where you actually have to sit there and actually aim down the sights and fight people in gunfights in order to take them down, which is great. I'm very happy the Division has finally integrated it into the game. It's the way the game was designed to be played from day one. I'm just happy to see that they honestly went back to their true roots. But, that being said, a lot of people still feel like the new hipfire system is another one. A lot of people don't like the new hipfire system. I personally find the hipfire system to be a lot easier to use, honestly, than the other hipfire system. It's even easier to acquire a target when you're firing. You just can't see a widespread view. So when you're fighting somebody, as it should be on a hipfire, it zooms in on that in particular target in a one center of gravity area to where you fire and you can keep concentrated focus on that area with your bullet spreads. That is fine. It needs to stay that way. Great, great system in the game.
Alert.
And I honestly think that people just need to put in a little bit more practice till they get used to it, which doesn't take that much to learn how to hip fire in a game. But I do honestly feel that this is a great turnaround for the Division. I would like to see them continue to expand on this, but these major little issues inside of the game, like the glitches with the sound and the terminals, and possibly thinking about reworking how the rogue system works, they need to come into effect. And I've been hearing a lot of problems with different, like I said, with back to the toxic community thing, where you hear people are always just complaining and getting upset. They think this is OP, they think this is broken, they want to quit the game, and you just hear the same sob story over and over and over again. It's really sad. I'm sorry to tell you guys out there, the ones that are doing this, we get where you're coming from, but we also understand the true capabilities of what we can do, and the Division was designed as a team-based game. You're supposed to be playing with a team. So if you run into a group of people and somebody puts down a shock turret and you get killed, Sorry to tell you, that doesn't make that group bad because you got killed because they used a shock turret. In this update, you can use whatever you want to use. There is no such thing as cheese right now. The only thing that I can consider cheese is if you're using something like a modded remote. I'm thinking a mod menu. I'm thinking an RPM glitch. I'm thinking invincibility glitch. That's cheap. That's unfair. There's no way to counter that. It's just not right. Having somebody who can fire their M4 with over 2,000 RPMs and have like 150 rounds in a clip, that's unfair. That's broken. That needs to be stopped. And they stopped it. The invincibility glitch. There's been no more reported cases of the invincibility glitch in the Dark Zone, as we know. If there is any more, I'm sure Massive will definitely try to work hard to get rid of that, because that needs to be changed if it is still active. And I'm hoping if anybody does see it, leave a comment in my description and tag a video to it. And we'll definitely be sending it toward Massive and Ubisoft teams, because they need to fix it. But there is nothing cheesy about somebody running a turret. There's nothing cheesy about somebody who is using what the game is giving them and has decided upon themselves to create their own playstyle, their unique way of playing, to kill you and take you down. And now, that being said, I'm not saying everyone in the Dark Zone needs to just start dropping shock turrets. That can become a little bit taxing, but here's again where I'm saying, a smart elite team is going to know, if multiple people are running shock turrets and they're using DPS builds to take you out, their shock turrets are not that strong. Shoot the shock turret. It's going to blow up. It takes a couple shots. Take it out. Just destroy it. Shoot the skills. The smart player is going to shoot that immunizer box so you can't heal or get the bleed off you. You got to play smart and play tactical. That's how it was designed. It makes you think about how you are going to better your individual playstyle. I'm not going to sit there and tell somebody who spent from day one playing this game how to run their own build. I'm not going to tell them how to play the game. They dropped 150, 69, however much money sunk it into this game. They're going to play the way they want to play, whether you like it, whether I like it, whether the community agrees with it or not. That's their play style. You cannot knock them for playing on their own strengths. Somebody who sits back and wants to snipe, that's his or her play style. They enjoy that. That makes them feel strong in the Dark Zone and in the Division. You're not going to stop them from doing that, and you're wrong to try to correct them and tell them what they should be running. You didn't pay for their game. So don't sit there and try to get into a heated argument and become a toxic player arguing with somebody because they're using what they feel is best for their build. What makes them feel strong. Because if you're doing that, I'm sorry to tell you this, you're wrong. The next topic of discussion. We all heard it. We all know it. Everyone's guilty of it. The 1v1 me thing. Oh my god. In this update, I'm just putting it out there, 1v1s prove absolutely nothing. It does not prove anything. You see people who get absolutely destroyed in the Dark Zone, and then they get all toxic and start telling people to go kill themselves, and they challenge them to a 1v1. Alright, so let's say you participate inside of that. They go and pull out their build, you pull out your build, you fight somebody who's got a Nomad, and they start procking. And then you just got a long gunfight going on, and then eventually somebody wins. That player, let's say if he lost and he's running a Nomad, he starts crying and accuses you of cheating. And that's not fair. And this and that. That's bullshit. You're using a Nomad, you lost your fight, you have multiple health procs, yada yada yada. There is no such thing as a 1v1 in here. If you're 1v1ing, I'm sorry. If you lose, congratulations. If you win, whatever. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean shit. 1v1s prove nothing. A team-based game has nothing for 1v1s. So for all you little kids out there and grown men who basically are trying to see whose dick's longer than the other one, and who's got the biggest fucking dick, I'm sorry to tell you, you're all fuckheads. All of you. 1v1s prove nothing.
Rats got it better.
Just putting that out there because I keep running into that all the time. 1v1 me, 1v1 me. And then you win or you lose in a 1v1, it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with the in-game play. It has nothing to do with anything. It doesn't prove shit. Especially in a meta where stamina and universalized builds can be used. When I hear 1v1, I'm thinking, okay, he's using his best build against mine. His playstyle versus my playstyle. So obviously, there's huge differences. You're not always going to fight the same person. When I hear a 1v1, I'm thinking, alright, I hope that person uses their strongest gear set tailored to their playstyle to fight me. So I can use my best gear set tailored to my playstyle to fight him or her. That's the way it should be if there was a true 1v1 in the Division, which there's not. It's a team-based tactical shooter. Everyone, all you kids out there who had your parents run out and buy you this game for Christmas, watch this video and remember my words. You calling grown men out to 1v1s does not prove shit. It only makes you look like an asshole and make you sound like an idiot. Please remember that, because I'm tired of encountering you in my Dark Zones. And I'm telling you, it's just even more and more funny to keep getting clips of little children crying and raging and telling me to go kill myself or threatening to kill me and my family because they died in the division. Calm down. Relax. It's okay. Take a deep breath. Don't do anything crazy. Don't go jump in a shower and slit your wrists now. It's alright. You just died. It's okay. Continue on. It's a good game. Relax. But I'm just happy to put out these points out there to the community because, you know, honestly, a lot of people agree with me. This game is a very great game, and it's definitely been on a downhill slope. And you know what? I'm not fully happy with what they've been doing with it. But you know what? I'm hanging in there. I've stayed here. I never gave up on the game throughout each and every update, whether it be the shotgun sentry meta, which would one-shot everybody, or shotgun striker, or everyone's running shot turn, or strafing hybrid skill haste builds. I mean, I stuck through it all. We managed, and now we're up to this point. This game does not need to be changed. It only needs to be bettered. They don't need to go on a drastic reset and start putting up maintenances and changing everything and making the game shit again. The game is actually good. Ubisoft, leave the game alone. Listen to the true community. Stop listening to those freaking 2-cent YouTubers out there who actually have no idea what they're talking about. And if you look at their videos, telling all the players in the community, best build ever, highest DPS, best survivability, you'll never die. That stuff is all fake for you guys out there. Stop watching people like that because it's wrong. Not only that, their builds, they're claiming they're the best build in the Dark Zone, and then nothing, you see them, they're killing everything, and it looks like nothing can stop them, right? Is that you? Do you feel strong with what they're running? Is that truly your playstyle? You have to ask yourself deep at your core, just because he's running that shotgun, do I feel comfortable using that shotgun build? Do I want to sit there and have to change the way I play the game because a YouTuber says that this is the best thing to run? No. That's not how you want to play, and I expect nobody else to stop and revamp their entire playstyle and copy somebody else's because they feel that their playstyle isn't good enough. You are fine the way you are, agents. All of you. You play what makes you strong. That's how I do it. My philosophy in the Dark Zone, I do it every day. And all my friends agree. You play it the way you want to play it, off of your strengths. You play how you feel is best, not because a YouTuber says this is the way to do it. You could turn around and say my video shit. I'm a YouTuber. I'm not telling you what to run. I would never tell a player on the division, this is what you need to run, or else you're shit at the game. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, and I don't understand why YouTubers do that. Because to me, that just screams arrogance. And then when they get killed, and then they have no excuse. It's just simply, my build was simply better than yours. I'm a better tactical player, and I understand the core mechanics of the game. That's the true, honest opinion of why you died. There's no other excuse. But remember this. This has been Socom Gaming. Please leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. I help out all different kinds of players. Like I said, I don't care what your skill level is. I'll always introduce new people. I'm helping people grind and farm, help them build their own builds to better their own play styles. You ever want to jump in my group, I'm always a guy you can invite. I'm always a friendly guy out there you can talk to. If you ever just need somebody to come in there and help you out, clear out agents, or you want to experience the real side of going rogue, I'm your guy. Hit me with a friend request on the game, SOCOM141_BYBY, and I'll be there for you. With that note, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching the video. I'll see you next time.